Yeah, today we're calling out the BS on Fortnite Discover. Like, there's a lot of issues with it. It's not cool. We were number one trending. We hit over 700 plays, and they took us out of Discover. Now, I've seen other maps like Lumberjack Zeros get down to 50 plays and still be a number one top rated. But not our map. You know, it's not fair. All these other maps you see in the top Discover right now used to have 40, 50,000 players. Their numbers have decreased 1,000%, and they're still, not only do they not get taken down, but they get 10 more Discover spots. So, you know, it's just a bunch of BS that's going on. Like, they're trying to save their numbers, so let's just push everybody else out, give us 15 more spots, and maybe we'll still get the same paycheck. But in the meantime, I don't know if they've noticed or anybody else has noticed, Fortnite's numbers have dropped by triple in the past year. People are quitting. And a lot of it's frustrated creators that bring an actual community to the game. Who are these people, you know, like BVN and BDD and BDH and all these other creators? You know, who are they? Put a face on them. These aren't people that are helping the game. Maybe they made the game, but they're not helping it right now. They need to bring a community. They ain't out here playing. They're just sitting in the bank counting their money, like ruining the Discover section. It's, you know, when you start creating maps, you have the dream, we're going to create a map that a lot of people enjoy playing, and then it's going to hit and it'll be put in the top like all the other maps you see. That's not the case. You can create a map that'll get 1,000 people in it within a couple of hours, literally hours, and they'll take it down. But you'll see other maps with 2 players in it, 0 players, and they're stuck in the feed. You'll see them there next month too, with 0 players. It's a whole BS system that's going on. They put a bunch of fluff in there, and that knowing that nobody's going to play those games, and then they're going to go play their popular games. So the last thing they want to put in Discover is new popular games. And if they do, like Ferring's Brain Rot, look what happens. Everybody loses their shit because, like, oh my god, there's something new to play with people in it. So that's why that game's doing so well. It's because it's something new up in the Discover for the first time in years. It's pretty sad. So we're going to be ranting about it and hanging out. And at the end of the day, it's not a huge deal. You know, like, you know, but it's just not right. And that's what it comes down to. Fortnite's taking care of us. Yeah, we've gotten checks and stuff like that, but we've also been taken down wrongfully when we were at our peak. And we see other maps, they don't get taken down even when they're at their worst. That's not right. They need to fix the system because it's killing the game. A lot of people are just quitting. And unless you put new stuff up there, you know, you don't need Murder Mystery to have 10 Discover spots on the front page. Give them 1 spot, and that's it. Like, save the, you know, if you go through Boy Dilly and his sister company, Good Gamers, and his other company, Teddy, or whatever it is, and you count how many Discover spots just that one dude is taken up in his little team, it's sickening. It's like 30, 40 spots. That's just one team. And there's multiple teams going on here. Like Farron's, he has 3 other companies that he just hid and you won't know about. But there's Farring's Company, Farring's & Co. And all their games have been put in Discover and hyped up just as much, too. Well, not just as much. This one, Brain Rot, they've gone way overboard with hyping it. Like, just leaving it in the number one trending and putting it in everybody's For You feed. Even though I've never played a Brain Rot. Why is it in my For You feed? It shouldn't be there. You know what I mean? I got a bunch of driving games and then a Brain Rot game. Like, so, you know, put my game in everybody's For You feed. Let's be fair about it. Put my game in trending for a week straight, month straight. Like, some fraud. It must be nice to, like, know the owners of the club or be good at gurgling balls. I don't know. Like, it must be nice because, man, you get your game over promoted, like, to the max. Other people just get shoved aside. You gotta fix it, Fortnite. Your game's dying. I don't know, you run it into the ground or you fix it. Your choice. What you're doing isn't working, though. And now you're too busy worried about the creative section that you're not going to do any more battle royales or update those maps. Because you're making too much money in creative? That's some BS. Keep it up and there'll be no more money in creative. Like, they need somebody that's already very wealthy running the creatives and discover section. They can't be influenced and doesn't need the money. Kind of like Donald Trump. He can't be influenced and bought. He's already a billionaire. That's why he's a great president. All the other politicians need money. Their families need money. Donald Trump doesn't need money. He's got billions in the bank. His kids and his grandkids and great-grandkids are fine. So that's why they don't like him, because they can't buy him. Right now, this game's being bought. There's a price tag on Discover. Fix it, Fortnite. It's going under. Put us back in #1 trending. What the heck? Those numbers are really sad too. Everybody who's up there in the number one Discover spots, like, their numbers have dropped big time. They should be at like 40, 50, 60,000 like brain rot. But they've played the game out so much that nobody in the community wants to play it anymore because they see it every day. But they won't switch it. So they're just living off of new players. Everybody gets bored of playing the same game. I even get bored of playing this one that I created. You know what I mean? So why are you going to leave certain games, and we all know the games, in 8 Discover spots that everybody's bored of? For new players, I get it. Give them one spot. Put them in a best of collections or best of Fortnite or whatever you want to call it. But you don't need to have your 4 games taking up 30 Discover spots for a year straight. That's just stupid. Make up a new game, you know, at least come up with something different. More cutting edge, evolve it. If you don't, you're just going to turn to dust. You know, and that's what we're watching happen. All these games, like The Pit, for instance, used to get 60, 70,000 people just like Brain Rot. Not anymore. Why hasn't it lost any discoverability? Or Murder Mystery? Or Go Goated? Instead, they give them more Discover spots. It's like people are sick of playing your game. The last thing you want to do is give them more Discover spots and take away from freshness. And that's what they're doing. They don't want nothing fresh. Unless it's produced by one of their team members. Like Ferrens has 2 other different companies too, like, that are very successful. So it's no surprise that this brain rot is stuck in trending and getting huge Discover spots and everything else and putting everybody's for you. Did he earn it? Who is he? You know, like, what did he do to promote it? You know, it's not who you are, it's who you know. You know, who does he know? That's the question. He knows some powerful people that he's in contact with and are putting the map up there. And that's not right. It's hurting the game. It's hurting all the tons of creators with stars in their eyes that think they can get up there too. And it's not right. It's not fair. You can't. You can't get up there because I've been there. I've hit number 1 most engaging, taken down. 700 plus people in a matter of hours, taken down and put in the dock. When we first launched the game a year ago, we hit number 1 trending, when they used to have a trending thing close to the top. They got rid of that because too many underdogs like me were getting put in the spotlight. So we don't like that. So let's get rid of that, you know. And you've seen the numbers drop from whatever 5 million players playing the game at a time to 1 million players playing the game at a time a year later. So whatever you're doing with your creative section and Fortnite, whatever direction you're taking it in, it's a bad one. And I'm sad to see it, because if it keeps going in this direction, and a year from now, what's the game going to be at? Are you still really going to have Murder Mystery, Go Goated, Bank City, Drive City, in like 10 different categories with 10 people playing the game? Or are you going to finally switch and put up fresh cities, fresh maps, and stop aggravating your community? Because that's all you're doing. I get it. There's certain people in the game that made UAFN possible, made Fortnite possible, and they want their payday, but they're taking it too far. They're not just getting their payday, they're shaking it for every penny that the creative program has to offer. And you would think that somebody at the top of Fortnite would see this and have enough, because their profits are going down too. If there's, you know, a third less players than there was a year ago, that means the owner's making a third less money. He can't be happy about that. So I feel like stuff is going to change soon, because it has to. Like, but it's just sad to see that certain elite members of the community are running the game literally into the ground. All over, you know, an extra couple of $1 million. Like, do you really need, you know, what? There's a certain point where it's just greed. And greed, it's the root of all evil. And that's what's going to take it down. They got to stop. You know, we hit number 1 trending. They took us down. Like, every map creator aspires to have a map that trends. Within a few hours, hundreds of thousands of people playing it. We did it, and we got taken down for no reason. Put in the dock, and you'll see other maps in Discover that have 0 players in it, but they've been there for months. What did they do to earn it? They didn't. We earned it, and they took it away. So if you do that with too many people, what are you going to get? You're going to get a community that turns on you. And you can see it, because all these big maps, they don't have the numbers they should or used to. Why is that? Because they're hurting the game. People are bored of it. You can only play the game so many times before you need something new. And they're taking Discover spots away from fresh games and promoting their game more. And now they have this whole popular thing at the top they've had for a few months. That's because they're dropping down to a few hundred players and they're losing a lot of money. So they put themselves up top for a few hours and boom, you're back up to 2,000 players. You're getting fresh people. Oh, I haven't seen this map before. Let's go check it out. And that's all they're living off is fresh people. But all the OGs and stuff are just quitting because it's very frustrating and it's just the same old. That's all you see when you look in the Discover. Same old. So you get sick of that and you go play another game. It'd be nice to look at that Discover scene and just see a bunch of different games. All different games. Get rid of the go-goteds, the bank cities, the drive cities, the lumberjack zeros, and all those other stupid games that, they've been played out. Put them in a golden collections category or something. You know what I mean? Like golden times or whatever you want to call it. Because they're great games. Great creators and stuff. But it's hurting the game now because people are sick of playing it, sick of seeing it. How come there's only 3 cities in the Discover section? No other city can make it. I've seen a lot of cities like mine hit #1 trending and everything else, and they just take them down. Only Bank City and Drive City can be in the spotlight. That's not fair. That's not right. The community is going to get sick of playing Bank City eventually, don't you think? Like... a murder mystery, go-goated, or the pit. There can be no other. Why not? Why can't there be another with a different flavor? And they won't let any new flavors in. Very frustrating. Because, yeah, that's what you aspire to do. You want to create something when you get into this program that's going to do well. And you think when it does well, it's going to be locked in the feed like theirs. It's all an illusion. We've done it twice. Hit the top feed, #1 spot, going up hundreds per minute. Like, put us side by side with Bank City for a week. I dare you. We will mop the room with them, up and down, and they know it, and that's why they won't do it. That's why you only see 2 cities: Bank City, Drive City, who I think are by the same people because they get updated the same day and put in the same feeds and promoted heavily on the same day and everything else. So there's a lot of favoritism going on, and it's hurting your game. Know your place, stay in your lane. Give yourself your categories. You've already done that, but give some to other people too. This whole Farron's thing is ridiculous. Like, I've seen a bunch of other brain rots, but none got promoted like his. Or getting promoted like his. Definitely stole the brain rot. I remember watching some other guy, I think it was Geico or something, he was at like 16,000 people in his brain rot, and then all of a sudden Farron's came out with one and put it side by side with him. Kind of like body cam. I've been watching the Discover section for a year hard now, and I know how the game's played. And it's very frustrating. But you don't see that other brain rot anymore. That one's gone. He was trending and #1 new thing, and then all of a sudden Farron's came out with the steal the brain rot and a big whoop-de-doo-dah over that one. Like, Fortnite's putting it right up there, even letting people know, like, new event coming Saturday and everything else. Like, hype my map up like that. What the heck? Do that for everyone. Like, if you're just trying to aggravate the community, you're doing a great job. and your numbers show it. Like how many plays you get every week. You're watching your paychecks drop. I'm sorry, boy Dilly. I'm sorry you are not making what you made a year ago, but 15 more Discover spots and, taking over the whole Discover feed isn't the answer. Like in another year from now, you're going to be just as sad because it'll be half, a quarter of what you're making now. Fix it. See, they got too tight of a grip. You can't do that. Rolling it with an iron fist. We got thousands and thousands of hours into this map. Like over a year and a half in the making. And I see other maps that have 20 minutes that took them to make, and they sit there for months with 2-4 people in my For You feed. Like, it's pretty sad. We'll show that off after. We'll show you the whole For You favoritism thing that's going on, and how one game can take up like 15 Discover spots, and then they have multiple companies, and they got 5 games in each company. So do the math. You got one guy and his 3 companies taking up probably 80 spots in the Discover. And then they got friends. They got multiple teams like Farron's. And it's funny, he had his other teams linked to his main account, and he hid that. He took that down. Must have been catching some heat for that. Like, must be nice. Get the red carpet treatment. Must be nice to be so successful that you can just create multiple companies because you know they're gonna get put in the feed and be just as successful. But you're doing it for tax reasons and to try to throw the public off. But not everybody's an idiot. Like you think they are. A lot of people see right through it. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And if it's a great idea, they'll take it. I still remember that day too, like a year ago, a little over a year ago, when our map hit #1 trending. Me and Jessica were so ecstatic. Like our map climbed up to over 700 people in a matter of hours. And we were just like blown away. We're like, we finally did it. Like we did it. We were celebrating and everything else. And then within 2 days, they buried us. They completely took us out of all Discover categories. Within a week, we lost our XP. And then, we figured maybe it was something not with our map. Maybe it wasn't engaging enough. So a few months ago, we did it again. We hit #1 most engaging. And we're climbing real quick. And then the same thing happened. We got taken out. So I wonder how many people they've done that to. People that have hit #1 engaging, hit thousands of players, and thought that all their hard work and efforts and everything were finally paying off. And then they just take it away. Like, that's what, is killing the game. Because they're offering something that's not real to people. Yeah, and even if, we put over a year into this, if we didn't hit #1 trending, then I could just be crying, you know what I mean? We have a great map, but nobody likes it, whatever. But we did it. We were celebrating. We were like, holy crap, we're #1 trending. We're going to be in the Discover feed like Bank City and Drive City every day. No. They literally take you down and put you in the dark because you're competition. You can't have another city. And I've seen this happen with Cyber City. I've seen this happen with a bunch of different cities that were doing really well, trending, and then just put in the dark after a couple of days because they were doing that good that they were doing better than Bank City and Drive City. And if you're going to just squash the competition like that, then that's not competition anymore. That's cheating. It's fraud. And that's what happened to us. We got cheated. And we're still here fighting. And if you look at all our stats, our engagement time is over 30 minutes. That's why we hit #1 most engaging just recently. That's why we hit #1 trending a year ago. When people are introduced to our map, it does really well. Better than a lot of the maps that are kept up there in the Discover feed. That's a problem. How many people like me and Jessica's time have you wasted and aggravated? A lot, I'm sure. And I'm sure that explains a lot of people, YouTubers and influencers like us. Jessica has 600,000 followers. And she doesn't want to create maps anymore. So how many millions of followers have you turned away because you want to keep Bank City, Goated City, and Murder Mystery and all those games on top? You keep snuffing out the competition. The owner of the game needs to step in and clean it up. It's the whole computer system, the algorithm they're working on to help people get discovered, and it's a bunch of BS. They're not trying to help people get discovered at all. I see it as a big siphon on our community. They just want me and Jessica to bring our friends here so then they can be introduced to Bank City and Drive City when they leave our map. Thinking that's going to save their game and make it grow more. But it's doing the opposite because people are seeing through it. Give these games one Discover spot, and that's it, and see how well they do with others compared to others. And, we all know how it will go. It just is what it is. Evolve or fall behind. You can't put an iron fist lock on stuff. This is what happens. How many big streamers are making videos right now saying Fortnite's dying? Okay, so what do we do to fix it? I get an idea. Loosen up your grip on the Discover feed and stop doing stupid stuff like putting your maps up at the top, the very top Discover, so you can boost your numbers daily. Bring it up a couple of thousand people. You're just boosting your paycheck. and you're getting more favorites and likes, fresh ones. But that's, you know, who wants to see the same game day after day, month after month, year after year at the tippity top? And you all know who you are because you're there. Somebody needs to, with some integrity, needs to take over that Discover feed.
We had a couple more games in the works too, like.
Yeah, we had more games in the works and everything else, but we just backburned it because what's the point? Seriously. We did it. We hit the #1 trending, #1 engaging. You know how many people are striving for those spots every day? Trying to get their maps to hit those kind of numbers that we've hit. Thinking you're gonna get rewarded for it and be put in the feeds and make millions of dollars like those guys are. No. The way they're playing it is, well, they've already got Bank City and Drive City, so they don't need any other cities. And that's the way they're playing it. That's some BS.
Yeah, but ours is totally different.
Ours is totally different. It's a different flavor, so you do need more cities. You need many more cities. You can keep putting your games in the top popular feed and boosting your numbers, but your paychecks are still going to keep going down. You're running out of things to call it: popular, fan favorites, people love. Bullshit. I've seen people get put in the people love with 10 players, and then all of a sudden they're at 2,000 within an hour. Bullshit. And then as soon as they're not in the top feed and they put them back down in the Discover, they drop back down to 10 players within a couple hours. I thought people loved them. You go look in the people love section, you'll see that right now. You'll see people that are still in the people love section but haven't been put at the very top of the page in like 5 or 6 hours, and that number's that terrible. Should have never been put in the top, in my opinion. But it comes back to that: it's not who you are or what you've done, it's who you know. How well you can goggle. Gurgle. But we're still here. We're still fighting it. Whatever. We're hoping, because we keep getting put in the category, and the game does really good when it does. Everybody's saying it gets up in the hundreds, like within a matter of minutes. We're hoping one of these times it'll stick, but I think we're just aggravating them. I think eventually they'll, whatever. They'll come in and flag some stuff in our map like they did once before. They literally came into our map and flagged a bunch of stuff.
Trending.
That's when it was trending, yeah. Flagged all kinds of stupid shit. Because we had like a bounty reward, so they said, oh, we were offering jobs or money or something like stupid. But they were just coming in, our competition was coming in and checking out what we're doing and why it was trending and so successful. They need a billionaire like Donald Trump to run the creative. Somebody who doesn't need the money, can't be influenced, doesn't care about their maps getting put in the feed, and restore some integrity to the Discover feed. Because right now it's just a bunch of BS. It's not a Discover feed. There's no algorithm. There's none of that. There's somebody pushing buttons and putting games in certain spots where they want it. Some of the games, like that Judas game with the pentagram that they're putting in the #1 first person, and nobody's playing it. It's only got like 3 people in it, but they still got it in the #1 first person. Like, really? How evil are you? Like, you're gonna put stuff with pentagrams and Judas right on for little kids? Like, evil much? Whew. Stuff like that, it should not be put on the front page Discover, in my opinion. Somebody apparently likes it. That would explain a few things. Maybe that's why the algorithm isn't always working so well. It's not truthful. We got a shipwreck there, some prizes in it. That's exactly what the Discover feed needs. It needs some truth. Please, Fortnite, give your Discover feed some truth. Right now, it's just a bunch of lies. I see right through it. Such lies that it's just multiple companies running these lies. Like, it's crazy. I dare you, put us up next to Bank City on the very top row. The very top column where you have Bank City right now. Put us up there for 3 hours next to them. Watch what we do to them. I would bet my Fortnite career, game, whatever you want, my whole profile, my Fortnite account, that's the word I'm looking. I would bet my Fortnite account that we would mop the floor with Bank City. We were side by side in a matter of hours, and it would stay that way. I guarantee it. We've already done it. That's the truth. That's what the Discover needs. It needs truth. Thank you for chilling, everybody. We're going to be getting our grind on a few. We're going to open it up, public lobby. Oh yeah, and the truth shall shine bright. It always does. You look beautiful. Oh, I'm muted now. thank you, everybody. I will be back later. It was fun. Take a break for a little while. Maybe take a nap or something. See you soon. Peace.